In the search for extraterrestrial life beyond Earth, humanity has discovered a planet similar to ours in a nearby solar system, with the potential to sustain life. In Hawaii, observation and communication laboratories have been established, equipped with a giant satellite orbiting Earth every 24 hours, amplifying signals and sending them to this distant planet in the quest for extraterrestrial life. In Oahu, Hawaii, Alex Hopper, a United States Navy officer, faces the challenge of talking to his girlfriend Samantha's father, Admiral Terrence, who is also a high-ranking naval officer. Additionally, Alex is late for the opening meeting of naval exercises, displeasing his future father-in-law, especially due to his history of indiscipline. The Admiral, dissatisfied with Alex's performance, threatens to strip him of his rank in the Navy. At the same time, Samantha, a physiotherapist, tends to a client named Mick, a former colonel who lost both legs in combat. Mick is deeply depressed by the impossibility of continuing his military career, but Samantha tries to reignite his perspective. She suggests a walk on the island where the observation laboratory is located, emphasizing that he is no less a man than he was before. Meanwhile, a giant asteroid approaches Earth and splits into 5 parts after passing Jupiter. The Extraterrestrial Contact Department realizes that there is something intelligent behind these asteroids and alerts the observatory in Hawaii. One of the objects collides with a satellite, changing its course, while the others head towards the Pacific Ocean and collide with the sea, forming gigantic waves. One of the diverted objects hits Hong Kong, causing panic and significant damage to the population. Upon examining the object, the Chinese discover materials not found in the periodic table, suggesting it is an extraterrestrial communication device. On the other hand, the Admiral receives alerts about strange presences nearby, but upon checking the radar, nothing is detected. He orders 3 warships, including the one Alex is on and the one commanded by his brother Stone, to move out of formation to investigate the alleged location. A team is sent towards the alien ships for further investigation, and Alex decides to approach to examine the ship closely. Upon touching the outer wall, he is repelled by a strong shock. The team promptly assists Alex, but they notice giant laser beams shooting into the sky, forming what appears to be a shield around the area. The Admiral, witnessing this, tries to communicate with the teams inside the area, only to discover that their communication devices are blocked. Additionally, a fighter jet attempts to cross the force field, but explodes upon touching the shield, effectively blocking the entire Navy outside. At this moment, enormous war spaceships begin emerging from the waters, leaving all Navy personnel perplexed. Stone Hopper, in command of the Sansom, decides to issue a warning signal, but the aliens respond by creating a massive sonic shockwave, breaking glass and stunning everyone. Stone signals a sailor to fire a warning missile at one of the spaceships, but this results in an aggressive response with multiple shots. The ship tries to eliminate the approaching missiles but fails to disarm one, which lands on the vessel and explodes, causing the captain's death. Seeing his ships under attack, Alex decides to shoot at the aliens, but his attacks prove ineffective. The enemy retaliates by firing several grenades at the ship, and despite efforts to dodge them, one hits and disables the anti-missile systems. The aliens persist in their attacks, hitting the warship and causing a massive explosion that results in the death of everyone on board, including Stone. Helpless in the face of his brother's loss, Alex insists on returning to the ship, but upon arrival, he realizes that all officers are dead, leaving him in charge of commanding the vessel. After witnessing his brother's death at the hands of the aliens, he orders the ship to approach and attack. The Japanese warship Miyoko, commanded by Captain Nagata, tries to help by firing at the enemies, but the aliens respond with multiple grenades, disabling the ship in a large explosion. Despite the impossible odds, Alex steers his ship toward the aliens, planning to collide with them to avenge his brother. However, the team warns Alex that it's a suicidal act and suggests they should rescue the sailors from the sinking Miyoko. Walter incessantly talks to Alex about the loss of the sailors' lives, causing him to awaken from his desire for revenge. Alex then orders to save Captain Nagata and the sailors in danger. Surprisingly, the aliens also cease their attack upon seeing the warship retreat in the other direction. But the colossal structure in the ocean begins building destructive machines and launches them toward the port, while another spaceship leaves the area. 2 of these destructive devices head for the naval military base, causing havoc in the facilities and destroying everything around. The third one hits the population center, bringing down the highway and bridges. Alex reaches the Miyoko and tries to rescue as many people as possible, but is stunned by the chaos. and Nagata angrily reprimands him for acting impulsively. Meanwhile, Samantha observes an alien ship approaching the island and landing near the observatory, indicating an intention to use the location. The police warn them to leave the island when they notice their presence, but instead of retreating, Mick decides to approach the aliens to understand the situation, ignoring Samantha's protests. The team from the last ship manages to capture an alien drowning in the ocean. They remove the creature's helmet and are surprised to see a being resembling humans. Suddenly, the alien jumps and grabs Alex, establishing a telepathic connection that reveals the history of the civilization attacking other planets. An explosion occurs on the walls, knocking everyone down, and more aliens arrive to rescue their companion, leaving everyone stunned. They soon realize that another alien stayed behind to sabotage the ship's weapon systems, so Alex and his colleagues rush down to eliminate the enemy. Walter notices the alien breaking the door and entering. The creature begins scanning the weapon systems, and Walter tries to stop it but is thrown away. Alex arrives and tries to shoot the alien, but the weapons prove ineffective due to the creature's armor resistance, resulting in the team's defeat against the creature. Alex devises a plan and instructs Cora to run to the weapon controls while he lures the alien outside. The alien continues attacking Alex, and when it is about to finish him off, Cora maneuvers the cannon and shoots, destroying the alien. In parallel, Mick and Samantha approach the observatory and come across the police team previously spotted, now decimated. As they try to find survivors, they notice the proximity of the aliens and run to hide. They are on the verge of being discovered, but manage to avoid detection when the enemies withdraw. Samantha tries to call for help on the radio, but notices that the signals are being blocked. However, a scientist from the observatory runs towards them and reveals that the facility has been invaded. It seems the aliens are trying to use human satellite systems to re-establish communication with their home planet, since their communication ship was destroyed when it collided with the satellite. Simultaneously, a crew member of the remaining ship discovers that the aliens' helmets are designed to minimize exposure to sunlight. He informs Alex that the species is likely lizard-like, unable to see well in brightly lit environments. However, the captain doesn't see how this information can help them win the war. But the warship crew seeks ways to eliminate the aliens with their faulty radars, which make them practically blind except for direct visual contact. Captain Nagata suggests using weather buoys around the oceans as motion detectors, measuring abnormally high water displacements indicating the location of the alien ship. Alex expresses admiration for the captain's methods and encourages him to take command of the ship, recognizing his skill. Meanwhile, the scientist explains that the aliens are waiting for the satellite to align with the island to send a signal back to their planet and call for reinforcements. Samantha suggests contacting her fiancé, as he can use the warship to destroy the installation. The scientist believes this is feasible despite the signal blockage. There is a device in the observatory that can briefly bypass the electromagnetic pulse, and infiltrating their laboratory, he obtains the device but is surprisingly spared by one of the aliens who just observes him. The scientist returns running to Samantha, and they manage to establish communication with Alex's ship. Samantha instructs Alex to destroy the observatory before the aliens can send a signal back, having only 4 hours before the satellite aligns with the island. Alex guides his fiancée to immediately flee the island, but his signals are cut before he can complete the sentence. On the ship, observing abnormal water displacements on the buoys, Alex orders Cora to go to the weapons immediately, and anticipating the movement patterns of the aliens, they launch 2 missiles, but the attacks fail and reveal the crew's position. Simultaneously, the aliens advance toward the warship, and as they fire the missiles again, they miss the target. At that moment, another enemy emerges, launching numerous grenades, and as the explosions occur over the ship, the aliens approach. However, Captain Nagata locks onto both spaceships and fires. This time, the missiles hit the enemies simultaneously, causing massive explosions that throw them into the waters. The celebrations are brief as a third enemy appears on the map, moving erratically and becoming difficult to hit with missiles. Alex has a daring plan, steering the ship towards the islands, risking with rocks threatening to sink the vessel. Nagata and Alex prepare, expecting the enemy to emerge in front of the rising sun. The gigantic spaceship appears and prepares to fire, but the two shoot at the windshield, breaking the glass and allowing the sunlight to blind the aliens. The warship launches all its armaments against the enemy, resulting in a massive explosion that completely annihilates the vessel. As the spaceship sinks into the waters, the crew celebrates the victory, but the joy is interrupted when Alex spots the destructive machines approaching. He orders the team to abandon the ship, but it's too late as the machines completely destroy the warship, throwing most of the crew into the ocean. Although most sailors survived the attack, they feel powerless without a way to prevent the enemies from sending the signal. However, Alex disagrees, believing they still have a chance by using the deactivated warship Missouri, now turned into a museum. As they reach the massive ship, concern arises about how they will get enough people to operate the machines, in addition to the lack of experience with analog systems. Fortunately for them, retired Navy veterans approach, offering their assistance to save humanity from the aliens' destruction. Making necessary adaptations, they prepare the warship to destroy the machine, creating the force field. Approaching the giant structure, they are surprised to see it in motion, transforming into another spaceship armed with numerous weapons and missile launchers, ready to attack. Alex instructs Cora to point the weapons to the side of the ship and orders a quick lateral turn when attacked. Meanwhile, the aliens concentrate their fire on the crew and the ship's position, firing a barrage of grenades. Following their strategy, Alex orders the release of the anchors, causing their massive weight to land in the ocean, halting the ship's movement and avoiding the grenades. The warship targets the enemies and initiates an intense attack, hitting the aliens and the giant machines responsible for the magnetic field. The entire shield collapses in the area, and the Admiral orders the fighter jets to attack the aliens immediately. Simultaneously, the enemy activates the signals in the laboratory, and as the satellite aligns with the island, the warship fires at the communication facility. The aliens in the ocean try to hinder the humans by sending the destructive machines in their direction, which are easily eliminated by the Air Force. The attack is successful, completely destroying the facility before the satellite can align, and eliminating all aliens in the explosions. Humanity's victory over the invaders is celebrated with a ceremony honoring those who lost their lives, including Stone, Alex Hopper's brother. Brave soldiers like Mick, who helped the Navy with vital information, are recognized, and Alex receives a promotion from the Admiral, gaining command of his own ship in the future. In the final scene, a family discovers a peculiar alien object and is surprised to find an extraterrestrial inside, suggesting that the invasion is not yet over. So what do you think of this movie? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, please click like and subscribe for more. See you next time.